Hello, I am Chris Restored from Restoration Writing, and I have a simple hair tutorial about natural hair accessories. Now, a lot of these items you may have already lying around the house. If not, you can get them very inexpensively. So I did not plan to do a tutorial, so I am going to have to backtrack a little bit. This was only a personal project, so if there are any organizational or even continuity issues with this particular video, that's what it is. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching and enjoy. Flowers for your hair. You will need some silk flowers. These can be purchased from the dollar store, Michael's, Joann's, or some other craft store. I love doing this because I can use combs and hairpins that give me hold. This super glue comes from Walgreens. There are other glues that can be purchased from a craft store, usually for under $4. 90% of the time, super glue works well for me. Stick-on rhinestones and beads can also be purchased from a craft store. The beads in this video have been recycled from earrings missing a pair or broken jewelry. There are other creative ways to get beads. For example, I also use a 97-cent napkin holder from Pier 1. Okay, let's get started. I am taking the green center out, and I will add a little bit of super glue to the center. After I'm done with that, I will go ahead and add a bead. Normally I would let this dry, but for the purpose of this video, I'm going to go ahead and flip it over and add a little bit of super glue to the back of this flower. After that, I will add a hairpin. And then you would have a very simple, subtle flower for your hair. Here's some more pictures of how this looks. Flowers can be created with a comb as well. Glue the center of the largest flower to the center of the comb. I glued the center of the smallest flower next because I wanted to experiment. Then the middle flower was glued on top. Add your bead or rhinestone and rock it. The same can be done using smaller combs. This is cool because I have finer hair and it helps to enhance my style without overpowering. So here are some simple flowers for your hair. For decorative combs, you may need manicure or medical scissors if you are recycling beads. Both can be purchased from the dollar store. Here are some examples before I begin this tutorial. Watch as this earring becomes a hair accessory. My first task is to cut jewelry. There isn't a specific way to do this. It's mainly just cutting it the best way you can. With the manicure scissors, sometimes you have a little bit more control, but they don't always cut through everything. All right, it's almost time for me to start super gluing. You may have trouble seeing my smaller beads. They're a little bit translucent. Another way to create an inexpensive collection is to have a hair accessory creation party. With maybe 5 to 7 guests, assign each guest a supply or two, flowers, glue, old jewelry, or whatever. For $7 or less, each guest should be able to add many pieces to their collection. Almost done. Super glue usually holds pretty well. I would avoid keeping your combs in bins where they are always pushed and thrown around. I keep mine in a jewelry box. I have had to re-glue 2 beads in my collection, so if you have little ones that love shiny things, you may want to consider one of the glues from the craft store. Okay. It looks like I have one more bead to do, and then I have a nice decorative comb. For this project, manicure scissors did not work, so I had to use medical scissors. While I'm working on this, I just wanted to mention that I would not use a hot glue gun, especially when making the combs. I have not seen great success as far as them lasting as well as with the super glue. I didn't love how this particular piece turned out, but I used the same process and simply glued the pieces to my bobby pin. Now I really loved how this one turned out. I pretty much lined up the beads and started gluing. You may not need to cut beads with every project. These rhinestone pins would look great in a French roll. Here, a butterfly earring has been glued to a barrette. Now I leave you to your own creativity. I hope you try this and have fun. If there is ever a time when you feel you don't belong, remember, God has a plan. Please visit me at restorationwritings.com, where poetry, writings, and other creative arts are expressed on my journey towards restoration. Thank you so much for watching.